Hello Aries, welcome to your reading for May. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you at this time. As always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take the bits that do resonate and leave the rest behind for somebody else. Alright Aries, if this reading does indeed resonate with you, then any interaction with it, whether it's a like or a comment or a subscribe, will not only help my channel grow, it's going to add your energy to the collective pool and just make it easier for me to read for everyone just a little bit better. Alright, now I'm primarily a love reader. That's what I'm going to focus on. If anything else pops up, I will address it, of course. But we're going to start off with a few oracle cards and then freestyle your tarot. Towards the end of the reading, I will pull a universe card for you, so make sure you stick around for that. Alright, we have see the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Some of you could be dealing with the Sagittarius. Some of you may have Sagittarius heavily in your chart, but this is very Jupiterian energy, right? This is taking a step back and looking at your problems and realizing they're not as large as you made them out to be, right? Sometimes when we're smack dab in front of that obstacle, we can't see the ways around it. We just need to take a step back. And that could be anything. That could be through visualization, through meditation, could even be through travel, right? But let's see, you may be looking at the intricacies and the details of a particular issue, and you may be consuming yourself with it. We have snake spirit, time to heal. I like the color match on this. So like the snake sheds a skin, right? It can represent transformation. It can represent, I read somewhere that our cells regenerate every 7 years. So we are technically a brand new person every 7 years, just like a snake is, right? And I'm not even looking at that because I have a massive phobia. I can't. I get the heebie-jeebies. So I'm not going to look at it, but it's here for a reason, to tell you something. Now, it's possible that you have been feeling uncomfortable in your environment, uncomfortable in your own skin. Now, this could even be physical, right? And I'm literally looking up. I'm not looking at the table. You could be feeling physically that, you know, you don't feel as good as you used to. In your clothes, you don't feel as fit as you used to, you don't feel as beautiful as you used to. Again, surface level, right? That could be for some of you. This is the time for you to start shedding that old skin and step into a skin that you are more comfortable with. You, not other people, right? Doesn't matter what other people think. This could also be, like I said, in regards to a certain challenge, an obstacle that you could be facing in your personal life. The way you are approaching this problem could be through the eyes of, like I said, a detective, right? Going really deep and looking at the details. Oh, this didn't happen at such and such date. This should have happened. That should have happened. Da da da. Ask yourself why you're asking yourself these questions, right? I'm getting the hunter archetype. What are you chasing? Why are you chasing it? What is your weapon of choice? Is the effort that you are putting into whatever this is the result even worth it? Is the reward even worth that effort? Right? So something needs to change here. And again, it's possible, I'm spending so much time on this, it's possible that if anyone has caused you pain, right, you could be wearing that pain as a cloak, as an uncomfortable blanket. We do that sometimes. Sometimes we like to drown ourselves in sorrow, which is why so many poets celebrate pain. Right? It's been romanticized over the centuries. So shedding that, right? Shedding that victim mentality, shedding that victim mindset is going to set you free. All right, let's move into your tarot. I'm going to get the universe card towards the end and put it right in the middle. All right. Ooh. Let's see. Let's freestyle this. Oh, they both wanted to show up. We have the Nine of Cups and Judgment. Interesting. Now, Judgment is, before I get to the Nine of Cups, Judgment is very Plutonian energy. And Pluto, as we know, has made a generational transit and moved into Aquarius. And this has happened after 20 years, right? So we're going to, as a collective, notice a massive shift. There's more, almost a shift into into realizing your own power and your own potential. It's the mad scientist energy, right? I don't know why I'm getting that, but maybe it's because that transformation that needs to happen doesn't have to be a dark night of the soul. You can make it fun. You know what I mean? Because Aquarius is a very fun, erratic, ecstatic sign. Pluto can be all doom and gloom, but Pluto in Aquarius can add a little bit of sparkle to your healing. With the Nine of Cups, this is a wish fulfilled. This is something that you want to do for you, right? It's not the Ten of Cups. It doesn't involve the happiness of anybody else that you're dealing with. This is your happiness. But with Judgment, oh, Knight of Pentacles, interesting. For some of you, plain and simple, you could be dealing with an earth sign, all right? And it is possible that the relationship or whatever this was moving at the slowest pace, because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the tarot. With the Judgment card, it is possible that there is a light bulb moment, there is an awakening, right? There's an understanding, there's an aha moment. Because again, I can't even look at that. When we have time to heal and when we have the Nine of Cups, when you shift that focus inward, right? When you start healing yourself and looking after yourself, you mirror that energy. You attract and magnetize that energy. So when you focus on you, what happens? The other person focuses on you as well. If you focus on another person, they'll focus on themselves. That's the whole runner-chaser dynamic. I see you not chasing, basically. We have Justice, beautiful. Balancing of the scales. Karmic lessons I'm getting. I'm getting that karmic lessons have been learned. And there's almost a surrender. There's a Kesara energy of, you know what, I've done the work, let the universe handle it. I'm almost getting that you've worked really hard, you've studied really hard, and you've given your exam, right? You've done the best that you could. And you get out of the study room or whatever, and you're like, that's it, right? Now it's not in my hands. I've given my paper. We'll see what happens. I've done the best that I could have done. So it's like a lesson that you learned, and you know you've learned it successfully, because I see that focus going inward, which is important. Because I mean, if you think about it, we're born alone, we die alone, right? And the longest relationship we have is the one with ourselves. And if we don't nurture that, we can't expect ourselves to nurture anything else around us. We have the King of Pentacles. Now you see that shift. The Knight is turning into the King. I'm not saying the Knight of Pentacles is bad, but it is a more diluted energy than the King of Pentacles, right? While you are working on yourself, no gender in tarot. I feel like the person you are dealing with doesn't have to be an earth sign. It could be anybody. It could be someone who's just very slow and closed off. They are elevating, right? They're elevating into the best version of themselves because you're working on you. So it's almost like they want to match that frequency. And then we have the Sun. How beautiful. Leo energy. The Sun is the happiest card in the deck. That's what's coming in. But, big but right here, we have the Eight of Cups with the Page of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles with the Seven of Wands. You know what I'm getting? For some of you, you don't want this person to come back, or eventually you're going to reach a point where you're not going to want this person to come back, because you may feel and realize that you're better off without them. It's possible for some of you this person was holding you back. You weren't being able to realize your full potential because you were constantly bending over backwards to make this work. And there's almost a freedom that I am sensing here once that focus goes inwards, once you see the bigger picture. You don't want to go back into the same old soup. Interesting. Let's clarify the Nine of Cups. We have the King of Wands. I'm getting that you're adding, like I said, that sparkle to your life, right? Now, the King of Wands, regardless of gender, is very focused, right? The King of Wands has a laser focus on what he or she desires. Again, with the Nine of Cups, this is a wish fulfilled for self. But what that is doing is, it's making you highly attractive. When we're kids, right, we're playing runner chaser or whatever. And you're running, and your friend is chasing you, and suddenly your friend stops chasing. right? You turn around and you're like, wait, hang on a minute, why aren't you chasing me anymore? I wanted to run faster. So it's almost like a halt. You're like, why was I chasing? Right? This is not going to resonate for all of you, but for some of you, I'm getting the minute you stop, you become magnetic. And that is the harsh reality of life, to be honest. That's how relationships work these days, whether we like it or we don't. Judgment, Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is permanence, right? This is like your heart running a cross-country marathon and finally reaching the finish line. This is permanence, the four walls of a home, right? Coming home to each other. I feel like this situation sparked an insecurity in this person. Almost like if things ended on a bad note. If they did, I'm not saying you're in separation. For some of you, if this ended, this person may have felt relief at first. That, oh, okay, I'm free. Which you are kind of feeling right now. But as time passed by, they realized that you were their permanence, you were their happiness, you were their home. And they rendered themselves homeless. Does that make sense? The minute I said that, they rendered themselves homeless. If you're familiar with the tarot, the Five of Pentacles is homelessness. It is abandonment issues, right? So that's what's happening here. While you are building this beautiful home within yourself for you, there's only place for you in that home, at least for now, right? Where you were nurturing and caring for this person. Once that nurture and that care is taken away, they turn back and say, oh, why aren't you chasing me anymore? This person's wounds may have been triggered, whether it is childhood trauma or any kind of other abandonment issues. Justice on justice. Double justice for Aries. You've been through the ringer here, Aries, and the universe wants to come in and, well, reward you because you've done the right thing by learning the lesson, no matter how difficult it was. This is balancing the mind, represented by the feather, and your heart. This is not being vulnerable enough to a point where you're wearing your heart on your sleeve and allowing someone to break it. This is being just vulnerable enough that people don't take advantage of you, but you're open to love. This karmic justice is something that the universe wants to bring in, where I don't want to say this, but I'm going to. I feel that the pain that you felt through this journey, the abandonment that you felt through this journey, the person you were dealing with is kind of feeling it now. Exactly the same thing that they put you through. Not that you want that, but the universe works in mysterious ways. That's how it teaches us, right? That's what karma is. The Ten of Wands with the King of Pentacles. This person has been carrying a heavy load. They've been carrying a heavy burden, and they've realized suddenly that they're all alone doing this. Because Nine of Cups at the bottom. You're focusing on you. We have the Eight of Cups, and I just saw the Nine of Cups. Again, walking to your wishes. Why is the Sun here? The Knight of Swords. A conversation may be incoming. Again, we are in the middle of Mercury retrograde season, so it's possible that miscommunication could happen. Let me see what is happening in your sign. I'm just looking at the transits. Jupiter is in Aries right now, so that could give you that Jupiterian energy that I was talking about, right? That optimism, that bounce in your step. Nothing else really, but with Mercury being retrograde, watch your words. The Knight of Swords can be very cutting and very sharp, right? It's a very quick conversation, but the tone is not realized, right? The Knight of Swords can just say anything and go out the door. So watch your tone. I know some of you may be really upset, you may be really sad regarding this situation, but it's the universe's job to inflict, I'm not going to say inflict pain, to teach someone something. It's not yours, right? Express what your joy is, express what your boundaries are, and let the universe do the rest. And we have the King of Pentacles again at the bottom of the deck. This person needs to mature, they need to grow up a little bit. Give them the space and the time to do that. Some of you may not really even care, right? You're moving on with your life. Let's see what the universe has for you. That's too many. Joy is the ultimate creator. Some of you may be creators, whether they're your content creators or your artists or you're into crafts or whatever, or your writers. Focus on creation, right? Jupiter is going to enter Taurus soon. We're in Taurus season. This is the time when we can connect with that Gaia, with that nurturing Mother Earth energy and create from our root chakra, create from our stability, right? And we do have the Sun, which is joy. It is the happiest card in the deck, like I said. Some of you may just need to do some gardening, plant some seeds, create flowers. But I'm getting, turn your pain into something that will bring other people pleasure, right? All right, Aries, that was it. I hope this helped. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.